My feelings for you have faded, so I'm divorcing you. So hurry up, get your belongings, and let's file the divorce papers.
Wait, what are you saying?
You had an affair while there, didn't you?
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's pointless to deny it. I have photographic evidence.
I see. So that's how you try to take what's mine. Fine, I'll go through with the divorce, but don't regret it. My name is Tanner. I'm a 32-year-old office worker. I'll soon be celebrating my 5th anniversary with my wife, Alyssa. Looking back, these past 5 years have flown by in the blink of an eye. My wife and I were college classmates, and we reconnected years later when we met up with some old college friends. At the time, I was feeling overwhelmed with work and mentally exhausted. Alyssa was very kind and caring towards me, and I found myself drawn to her gentle personality. We started dating after a few meetings, and after 3 years, we got married. Although it's been a while since we first met, our newlywed days were filled with happiness and joy. In our 30s, I got a promotion at work and my salary increased. We were able to indulge in luxury and go on trips, eat at fancy restaurants, and spent a lot of quality time together as a couple. I thought we would continue to live this happy life together forever. However, lately, my wife has been acting strange. She's been distant and cold.
I'm home. Welcome back.
Hey, you didn't work late today, right? Dinner isn't ready.
Oh, no. I came home at the usual time, but I just haven't started cooking yet.
I see.
By the way, I'm going to stop cooking from now on.
Huh?
I mean, isn't it strange that I cook every day even though I'm also working?
What's going on? Did something happen?
No, nothing happened. I just realized it's only natural.
I see. Even if both parties are working, it's common for the one who spends more time at home to do the cooking, right?
Then, isn't the world strange?
Hey, Alyssa, is everything okay? Did something unpleasant happen at work?
You're so annoying. I just got tired of doing household chores. So starting today, you're going to cook all the meals.
But what if I have to work overtime or something?
Then just finish work early.
No, that's not possible. I can't leave my subordinates behind and go home early.
I see. You're boasting about being able to do your job. Do you think you're better than me?
No, that's not what I meant.
Anyway, I'm not doing household chores anymore.
After my wife said that, she locked herself in her room. I was taken aback by her sudden change of attitude, but looking back on our conversations, I think my wife may be concerned that I'm getting ahead and making more money than her. I'm not pressuring or expecting my wife to increase her income or anything, but from her point of view, it may hurt her pride a little to be in a situation where I earn a lot more than her. I may have also vented my work complaints to her, which may have made her feel inferior. I realized that I lacked consideration and felt a little more remorseful, but if I apologize, it might hurt her pride even more, so I decided to wait for my wife to talk to me again naturally. That's what I thought, but I'm home. Wondering if my wife would respond, I went to the living room and found her asleep on the sofa with the TV on. Snacks and leftover Coke were scattered around. Although I was exhausted from working overtime, seeing her idling around like that only added to my irritation. I started cooking while avoiding eye contact with my wife. Then, my wife woke up as she realized I was there. "Oh, welcome home," she said as she raised both arms and stretched.
"What about dinner?"
Upon hearing her question, I managed to suppress my rising anger and replied, "I've just started cooking, so please wait a little longer," I said.
"Oh, I see. Well, I'll go take a bath then."
With that said, my wife went to the bath, leaving food and her mess on the table untouched. I continued to cook, getting more frustrated. As soon as she finished bathing, I laid the food on the table. Then, my wife joined me at the table, taking it as a matter of course that I had cooked for her.
"Oh, is this noodles again? I had it for lunch today. Don't we have something else?"
I couldn't hold back my anger at this point. If you're going to complain so much, then prepare your own damn food. You're home earlier than me, but you're still just lazing around. I've been working overtime, you know. I'm doing my best to cook, so I don't want to hear any complaints from you. When I couldn't resist saying so, my wife's eyes widened and she got angry.
"Huh? You're trying to order me around like that? You've gotten pretty high and mighty, haven't you? If work is so hard for you with all the overtime and everything, then why don't you just quit your job?"
Why would you say something like that?
"Because it's true. You've been acting weird ever since you got promoted. Always working and acting like you're better than me."
"That's not true. I want to be your equal as a husband and wife."
"Then why can't you do some household chores?"
"That's not right. We're both working, so we should support and help each other. It would be nice if you could at least cook dinner or do some light cleaning. I tried to keep calm and talk to my wife as rationally as possible after she got angry. However, she continued to get heated up.
That's the problem. You're too fixated on gender roles. Men can show consideration for women. In other countries, chivalry is the norm. If work is so important that you can't do any household chores, then we should get a divorce.
Wait a minute, are you serious?
I'm serious.
No way. If I quit my job, we won't be able to live the way we have been until now. Besides, I like my job.
Who's the reason why you have that job now? It's because I recommended it, isn't it? If I wasn't there, you might have continued to work for a shady company and would have ended up in a mental state where you couldn't even work.
Well, that's true, but I certainly got the courage to quit my job when my wife was kind to me and encouraged me when I was struggling at my previous workplace, and it was my wife who recommended that I switch to a foreign-affiliated company that I was originally interested in. However, I was the one who actually quit my job and went to the interview, and I was the one who got the job. That's why it feels wrong to be told that way, as though I owed her something. Besides, it's a bit too much to bring up divorce just because I didn't do what she said. I decided to stop arguing because I thought that if I continued to talk, it would only get worse. I said too much. Sorry. My wife seemed to calm down a bit when I apologized.
You should have said that from the beginning.
Saying that, she ate her noodles, drank her beer, and then went to her room. Since then, my wife has been trying to berate me and make me obey her like a dictator. She must be taking out her frustrations on me because her work isn't going well. So, I'll bear it with it until she calms down. I was scheduled for a long overseas business assignment just this month. Once we live apart, my wife won't have to think about the difference between us anymore than she has to. Well, I'm off.
It's going to be for a year, right? Well, good luck with your life over there.
Yeah. My wife seemed to have calmed down a bit and saw me off with a smile. I'm glad it didn't end in a fight. I felt relieved and went overseas for work. I found myself busier than I had anticipated with work, and as a result, I was only able to keep my wife updated with the occasional message. Despite this, she never failed to offer kind words and support, which helped me alleviate any anxiety I may have had. And just like that, a year had passed, and I returned home. I was looking forward to seeing my wife for the first time in a long time, so I immediately took a taxi from the airport and went home. As the taxi made its way, I began to recognize familiar sights outside the window, and I realized that I was getting closer to my home after a year away. I wanted to enjoy local food again and sleep comfortably in my bed. As I was thinking that, the taxi arrived at my house. I paid the driver and headed to the front door. But at that moment, a surprising scene came into view. Huh? What's this? As I approached the entrance, I saw piles of cardboard boxes stacked up in the yard. To my surprise, there was a divorce notice attached to the top of them. It seemed that all my belongings were packed inside those boxes. I tried to go inside the house, not knowing what was going on, but the front doors wouldn't open. The keys wouldn't fit in the lock. What's going on here? The locks had been changed. I had no choice but to ring the intercom doorbell. Then my wife's voice came through. Hello? Wait, Alyssa, what the hell is going on?
Oh, that's you, Tanner. You must have returned today.
Why are my things outside? And a divorce notice, no less?
Oh, that's simple. I've fallen out of love with you, so I'm divorcing you. Please bring those boxes in and file the divorce paper as soon as possible.
What? Why? Why are you doing this?
Because you can live by yourself, right? Being single suits you better.
Is it okay for you to end things like this?
I don't mind. Besides, you betray me.
Huh? What do you mean?
You were having an affair over there, weren't you?
What? What are you talking about?
There's no use denying it. I have photographic evidence.
With that, my wife sent me a photo via WhatsApp. It was a picture of me walking with my boss, our arms linked.
I can't believe you went overseas just to cheat on me,
she sighed over the intercom doorbell.
Since the divorce is your fault, I'm taking this house. I won't give you anything since you cheated.
That's what she said. However, I realized that this photo was a composite. I see. So you're trying to take what's mine. Fine, I'll get a divorce, but make sure you won't regret it.
Huh? There's no way I would regret anything. You should reflect on what you've done. You betray me and cause me grief.
After saying that, she hung up the intercom. Although I couldn't see her face, she was probably laughing at me. If that's the case, I'll show no mercy either. 2 weeks ago, I went to a diner to talk to my wife about our divorce. It had been a while since I had last seen her, but she looked kind of cheap. It was somewhat painful to see her looking so different from her age.
You still have that plain, boring look. You didn't update your style at all, even after going abroad.
I took my wife's sarcasm in good stride and I got down to business. So, about the divorce.
Wait a minute, who's the guy next to you?
Oh, he's the lawyer who's helping me out.
Huh? A lawyer?
My wife was taken aback by the lawyer's presence, but when she sat down, she began to state her demands.
Since you cheated on me, I'll take the house and other possessions as compensation instead of seeking alimony. Don't you think I'm being generous?
How could she say such a thing so shamelessly? I bought the house, car, and all other possessions, so they are all mine. A divorce won't change that.
What are you saying? I'm asking for the possessions as compensation for your infidelity.
What are you talking about? I didn't cheat on you.
Well, I have photographic evidence of your affair. You can't deny it.
I let out a sigh and said, But isn't that photo a fake?
Huh? What are you talking about? That's not right.
My wife was clearly flustered, so I spoke up. The background of the photo is New York, right? But I went on a business trip to Sydney, Australia. And the face of the boss in that photo is the same as the one in the photo we took with everyone at our wedding, right? You probably just added that photo and photoshopped it to make it look like something else.
That can't be true.
Even if you try to deny it, this is by no means evidence of infidelity, and this is what evidence of infidelity actually looks like. With that, I showed her a photo of the man who had been coming in and out of her house with her. Aren't you the one who's having an affair? My wife turned pale and fell silent. These are pictures taken by a private detective, so this is irrefutable evidence. That's why you're the one at fault for the divorce. I'll be the one to claim compensation, and everything I bought, including that house, will never be yours. It's naive of you to think you can fool me with such a lousy cover-up.
I didn't...
Reflect on your actions. My wife was shocked and hung her head. Then, that's all I'm going to say. I feel sorry for you, so I'll at least give you money for coffee here. Even when I said that, it seemed like my wife couldn't hear me anymore. Leaving her frozen and unresponsive, I left the diner with the lawyer. Later on, I sued my wife and her lover for compensation and sold the house, luxury car, and expensive furniture and appliances. I didn't want any stranger using them. They all sold for a considerable price, and I used that money as startup capital to buy a high-rise apartment and moved in. My ex-wife apparently lied to her adulterous partner about the house and car being purchased by her. She apparently told her lover that she was a high-level employee at a major corporation, but all her lies were exposed, and she was abandoned by her lover. Furthermore, her affair was revealed at her workplace, and she felt uncomfortable there as well. But she has to pay the alimony, so she is working and struggling to make the payments while enduring the cold stares of her co-workers. It was her own fault, so I really didn't care. I, on the other hand, am enjoying the life of a single person, enjoying the elegance and comfort of a high-rise apartment. From now on, I'll work hard at my job and take a break from romance for now, and slowly look for a partner. It's despicable to bring people into my house while I was away, and trying to fabricate an affair with a cover-up scheme to take my assets is the lowest of the low. But in the end, she lost everything and only increased her debt, so it's just desserts. I am enjoying the affluent life in a high-rise apartment, and I hope I find a good person soon. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's story. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next story.